Xin Chao, what's up everybody? Alright, we're back in beautiful Saigon. I am in Vinhome Central Park, the actual park, which is a phenomenally beautiful park. Today we're going to talk about the visa situation. Is there a cap on how many visa runs you can do? Is the visa prices going to go up? Are there going to be long-term visas? Are people choosing Thailand over Vietnam because of the visa situation? We're going to unpack all that. We'll get into it. And if you do like this video and you find it helpful, smash that like button, comment, and subscribe. You know, that's the easiest way to help my channel. If anything, just click the subscribe button. You know, if you're somebody that watches my videos and you're not subscribed and you're not a troll or a hater, smash that subscribe button. Come on, it helps your boy out. So there's been lots of rumblings. I don't read any of the Facebook bullshit groups here because they're just full of hatred. So like myself personally, I've never even looked at like one of them. I did right when I moved here and it was just full of so much hatred. It's like the same kind of comments you see on VN Express, but some dudes were starting a rumor on there that they're gonna cap the amount of visa runs you can do. So like however many times you can get an e-visa, and two, that they're gonna increase the price. Which, right out of the gate, I can cover that for you. False. They are not. I got a guy that's on his, I think 15th now. Because sometimes he has to leave and go fly around and do business trips or go to Thailand or go to wherever. He's got, international businesses. So he's had to leave, a bunch of times and go and renew visas. Hello. And, yeah, he's on his 16th one. No issue. And then I've got... another guy that's on his 12th, so I can tell you for sure that there's no cap on any of that stuff. It's all just people bullshitting on the message boards and trying to seem like really cool people, which that's what happens a lot on those Facebook groups, man. Just a lot of misinformation. As you can see how beautiful the park is here in Vinhome Central Park. I thought we would come somewhere else to do an information video instead of Old Winway. And I did already meet a subscriber and his wife. Lovely guy, lovely wife. Very nice to meet you if you're watching this video. They're going off to Thailand after a month here. But yeah, there is no cap on the amount of visa runs you can do. And no, there is no price increase on the visa situation. So both those things are false, not true, not gonna happen. So if you're worried about it, don't be. So the next thing I wanna talk about, and then we're going to talk about visa runs, cost, and stuff like this. The next thing I want to talk about is, are they going to change the visa policy? Well, to be frank, as it's looking now, probably not. We would probably already seen a change. We're into October now? And we're into October already. If there was going to be a change, we would have, it's already that domestic travel is completely being slammed right now because no one's traveling. Kids are back in school, people are back at work. So if we were going to see that change, it probably would have been this month at least. And currently we're seeing absolutely zero change. There was newspapers writing about this shit every day up until about 3 weeks ago, and then they just kind of dropped it. I don't know if somebody poked VN Express and was like, hey, she pretty. No one's prettier than my wife, so that's what all the white knights want to hear right now. I love how the internet wants you to act like all men should be pretty much gay and look at the ground. But anyways, back to topic. I don't think that they're going to roll out anything new. That was a joke, by the way, before the internet gets up in a tussy. But I don't think it's going to change. It's just not. I think they're going to rock this thing out at least until next year. I think they're happy with the way things are. To be honest with you, the 30-day thing sucks, but at the same time, it's just a slight inconvenience. It's a day out of your month every month. I mean, it's not particularly crazy. My one buddy's got it down to a science. He does it in 4.5 hours, man. He takes the free public bus, or not the free, the bus. It costs him I think 60K dong. He's got his visas ready, goes in, doesn't pay any bribes, just says no. They know who he is by now. Comes in and out and gets back home. So it can be done cheaply. It doesn't have to be where you're flying somewhere. Me, if I had money, I would just go for a trip to Thailand for a few days, Bangkok, or to Singapore for a few days, or Cambodia for a few days. I wouldn't be taking no bus if I had money. But this all depends on the person, you know. If you do want to save money, you take that cheap bus, man. I'll try to give you the direct. I think somebody I know made a video on it, so I'll try to give you the video on the exactly how to do the cheap visa run. But as far as me thinking that the visa policy changing this year is very unlikely. I think they will introduce a 90-day visa-free, like no visa, after the new year. For some reason, they're slow on things. You know, they were slow on COVID stuff. They were slow on reopening. So it doesn't make sense that they'll be fast on changing visa policy. Now let's pivot into the next section of the video. People are choosing Thailand because of this, you know. Do I think Thailand's a better spot than Vietnam? I mean, that's argumentative. There's two totally different countries. Like, contrary to what people believe, I actually do like Thailand. Have I really explored it? No. I've been in Bangkok quite a few times, never longer than 3 days. Always just usually for some kind of visa thing or just a quick party and jump over back to Vietnam. So I'm not extensively versed there. Do I prefer Saigon to Bangkok? Yes. But does that mean one is better than the other? Absolutely not. So I can understand why people would choose, you know, of course it's not going to be completely crazily different. It's going to be like Cambodia kind of too, you know. We're all bordering countries. We're all going to share some similarities and some non-similarities. So it makes sense that people are choosing Thailand over Vietnam because of a slightly easier visa policy, but it isn't quite as easy as what the internet makes it seem. You know, I've got a friend there and he did the whatever, it still was a day out of his life to extend. Granted, it's longer extension times. I think you get like 60, I don't know, I forget. I think you get 60 days and then can renew 45 days, or 90 days and then can renew 45 days. But renewing that 45 days does take like a whole day. So kind of like the same bullshit here, but just way longer terms, so that makes more sense. Like, say if you're someone that wants to go on a, you know, winter holiday for 90 days pretty much until the weather comes back in your country, then it seems like Thailand is more of a better choice right now with their visa scenario and situation. So I'm not seeing a reason why I wouldn't do Thailand either if I was somebody, you know, unless I've got a real hard on for Vietnam, then I get it. But to that tune, it is completely possible to stay here at least 16 months by the guy that's gotten 16 e-visas. So you can easily stay here for at least 16 months, you know. I've got other buddies that were here on the tourist visa for like 4 years and then have now switched over to the 1 month visa runs. So they're still here, they're still fine. So if that's any indicator to you, it's totally possible to stay here long term on that thing. Now, the easiest way to stay here long term without worrying about anything is to get an actual job. Now, let's talk about that. Teaching jobs are back for English teaching is back in extremely high demand. But the issue with that is you must have proper education in it. You have to have a 4-year degree, and it helps to have a 4-year degree in teaching. You have to have the TESOL or the TEFL, ESOL. You actually have to have real degrees now. Like the days of forging a college degree and then taking like the bullshit 5-day TEFL class, those days are over, you know? They're actually vetting people. If a company is going to go through the money and go through all the judicial process to get you a TRC and get you working over here, they're going to make sure that you're a real teacher. So like the days of, just faking paperwork and making it up are done. They're not doing that anymore. So I'm sure there are some schools you can work for on that stuff here. Like you can come here on a 30-day tourist, find some bullshit school that'll pay you and maybe help you get a TRC. But it's going to be not advisable. There was a pretty big crackdown on those even before COVID, where they were just going to schools and being like, let's see the actual diploma, like let's see your actual paperwork. And if they couldn't provide it, the teacher, then they were blacklisted and had to exit the country. Ooh, she turned 19. Happy birthday. Oh, 19, man. She's got a whole life ahead of her. I hope she does smart choices and doesn't get married too soon. Again, that's up to her, but I just hope she has a good life. I remember what it's like being 19. Only 20 years ago. Time flies. But yeah, it would be cool to be 19 again. I don't know about in this age. I wouldn't be too keen about being like TikTok is life and Instagram is life. But anyways, I digress. Back to the thing on hand. Yeah, you can get a normie job here too. You know, there's people on my Discord that have really good normie jobs that have worked for companies all over the world, and they got relocated here and they loved it. So it's all up to you, kind of what you can do now with this type of stuff. But as far as the 30-day e-visa and the price changing not happening, a cap on the maximum times you can do it as of now, no. Change in visa policy anytime soon before the new year, I think not. So I hope this covers everybody's questions about it. And then general news that's swinging around Vietnam right now, it's really all about like gas prices in the local news right now. They're like surging today, I think 3 times more or something. So the gas pumps have been full every day. And then other kind of not that important of things around here. As far as them talking about like tourism and stuff, it's not that much. A lot of newspapers dropped talking the visas. I don't know if Uncle Ho Chi knocked on their doors and said, hey, can you ease up on that shit? It's possible. But that's the video. People asked for it. Here it is. It'll be premiered tonight. And after that, we'll have a video on Vinhome Central Park. And then after that, we'll have a video on District 4 apartment rentals. So I've been busy. I'm back home, working full steam. 2 videos a day. Already met subscribers. Feels good. It's what I needed. It's a little energizer. Korea trip was still tremendous. If you want to see the Korea content, it is on the Patreon. There's 10 more videos from Korea. I think they're better than almost all the other videos besides the first one. You know, you've got palaces, you've got dog cafes, you've got protests. If you want to see how crazy a protest is in Korea, it's different than everywhere else. Sign up for the Patreon. You can do a hit and run if you want. You can sign up for 1 month, watch all the Korean shit and not renew. I don't care. It's for as little dollars a month. It'd be cool if you signed up for the $5 if you're going to do the hit and run. If you're going to stay on the Patreon, I don't care about $1. But either one of them are fine with me. So thank you for watching, guys. As ever, stay frosty. See you on the next one. Peace out.